What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In honor of Remembrance Day and also Veterans Day here in the U.S., we thought it would be fitting to check out the story of the unknown warrior. This is something that I first learned about maybe 2 years or so ago before Lindsay was ever on the channel. And so Lindsay knows nothing about this story.
Not the story itself, no. Aside from the fact that the tomb is in Westminster Abbey.
Oh, yeah.
Which we saw on the Westminster Abbey video.
Yeah, I don't believe they went into any detail
not about the story,
in that video.
No, just touching on the fact that it's there.
Probably the first time you had even heard of the unknown warrior.
Yeah.
I think. But guys, this is actually going to be new to me as well because I've never checked out this version from the bands of HM Royal Marines. I've heard really good things about this video.
It looks, just from this little screen grab, it looks amazing. Is this Royal Albert Hall?
Yeah, I think it is.
Also, before we get started, you might notice a little background accessory.
Shout out to Andrew. If any of you didn't check out our recent package opening video, we actually received that in the mail.
Yeah.
This copy here absolutely blew us away. One of the most special gifts I think we've ever received.
Yes.
This does have a case with it, but the case has tape on it that wouldn't peel off, so we're going to figure out how to clean that. We'll
get it in tip-top shape.
Yeah, usually this is going to be on our smaller bookshelf over there in the corner. You can't see it right now, but we thought it would be very fitting to have it here in video for this particular video.
Yes. Also, one more thing before we get started. Just a quick thank you to all who have served, past and present, and remembering those that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this day is a little bit different for our different countries. Here in the U.S., it's Veterans Day, and in Britain and the other Commonwealth nations, it's Remembrance Day. But nonetheless, today is a day to think about people who have served and have sacrificed for us. Yes.
By the end of the Great War, the human cost meant that nearly every family from around the British Empire had suffered losses. Many of the fallen remained unidentified, resting in war graves far from home. One man's determination to honor these brave men led to the story of the unknown warrior.
Armistice Day, 1920.
What are the costs?
In 1916, Reverend David Railton, while serving as an army chaplain on the Western Front, had seen a small wooden cross marking a grave with the words, "An unknown British soldier." He later wrote, "How that grave caused me to think. I thought and thought. What can I do to ease the pain of father, mother, brother, sister, sweetheart, wife, and friend? Quietly and gradually there came out of the mist of thought this answer, clear and strong. Let this body, this symbol of him, be carried over the sea to his native land."
I just got chills.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
Beautiful.
After writing to the Dean of Westminster, Herbert Ryle, in 1920, he proposed that a British soldier known only to God be laid to rest in Westminster Abbey amongst the kings.
That's beautiful.
This was to represent the many thousands that never returned. The proposal was met with enthusiasm, and so began the journey of bringing this unknown warrior back where he belonged. Back home.
The single candle, did you see that? Wow. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
On the evening of the 7th of November, 1920, the remains of 4 unidentified soldiers, one from each of the 4 main battlefields, were placed in the chapel at Saint-Paul-sur-Ternoise, near Arras in France. Brigadier Wyatt and Lieutenant Colonel Gell of the Directorate of Graves Registration and Inquiries entered the chapel alone. The 4 coffins were draped in Union flags and indistinguishable from each other. With eyes closed, Brigadier Wyatt rested his hand on one of the coffins. The selection of the unknown warrior was made.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine the pressure behind trying to choose which one.
That's really cool how they did it.
Yeah.
The coffin stayed at the chapel overnight, and on the afternoon of the 8th of November, it was transferred to the medieval castle within the ancient citadel at Boulogne. A Légion d'honneur en masse kept a vigil overnight. The following morning, the coffin was placed in a casket of oak timbers of trees from the grounds of Hampton Court Palace and placed onto a French military wagon. At 10:30 a.m., all the church bells of Boulogne tolled, and the mile-long procession, led by 1,000 local schoolchildren, escorted by a division of French troops, made a solemn march.
They have
to the
actual
heart.
video of this. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Did you catch the 1,000 school children?
What?
The 1,000 school children.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
At the quayside, Marshal Foch saluted the casket before it was carried up the gangway of the British destroyer HMS Verdun. Just before noon, HMS Verdun slipped anchor and, with an escort of 6 battleships from the Atlantic Fleet, crossed the English Channel to Dover.
I'm surprised they have so much footage.
I know.
That kind of blows my mind.
125 years ago. That really is mind-blowing. I love how the French worked with Britain so well to make this happen.
Yeah.
And it blows me away. I was thinking about the school children, the fact that those had to be French school children.
French school children
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. One thing that keeps going through my mind as we've seen this far is the difference one person can truly make.
Yeah.
The one action of this chaplain and just having the thought and then doing something about it has changed the world.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah. He changed history, absolutely.
Yeah.
But can you imagine going in there, the guy who had to pick
Yeah.
and choose
That was
which
very
one that's
hard.
going to rest in honor in Westminster Abbey for all eternity, basically.
Anonymously.
Yeah.
precious cargo arrived at Admiralty Pier, Dover, to a 19-gun salute fired from Dover Castle. It was placed in utility van number 132, and at 5:50 p.m. on the 10th of November, it began its 3-hour train journey to Victoria Station.
Victoria Station. I wonder what the name of the train was.
I know,
I'd be curious to look into the history of it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is obviously not
part of the original,
footage. I wonder how much of this is the original footage and what's a remake. Because it is amazing that they would have this much original footage. Surely not. Man, I can only imagine the amount of people that were probably waiting when this train showed up at Victoria Station. I wonder if they're going to show that.
Arriving at Platform 8 at 8:32 p.m. and now regarded as a national symbol, the representative of the thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice, the unknown warrior, was greeted by a guard of honor and a large, silently respectful crowd.
Oh my God.
A plaque marks the site, and every year on the 10th of November, a small remembrance service organized by the Western Front Association takes.
Sorry guys, I just want to read this. The body of the British unknown warrior arrived at Platform 8 at 8:32 p.m. on the 10th of November 1920 and lay here overnight before interment at Westminster Abbey on the 11th of November 1920.
Oh my goodness, and every year they do a service.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Place between platforms 8 and 9 to honor and pay respects to this most significant of arrivals. It remained there overnight under escort until interment at Westminster Abbey the following day.
Wow.
On the morning of the 11th of November, the coffin was placed on a gun carriage drawn by 6 black horses from the Royal Horse Artillery. Huge crowds had gathered as the carriage travelled between lines of troops, their heads bowed and rifles reversed for the short journey from Victoria Station to Westminster Abbey.
Look at the crowd. That's amazing.
It's amazing. I can imagine the silence.
Yeah.
Thousands came to pay their respects, lining the route as the carriage drew past, heading towards the cenotaph, a hugely symbolic national shrine commemorating the 1.1 million British and Empire dead of the First World War and celebrating its centennial year. Representing an empty tomb, it immediately caught the public imagination, becoming a powerful focus for the grief of a nation and to honor the fallen, the glorious dead. Over 1 million people visited in the first week, and as Big Ben chimed 11 o'clock, a 2-minute silence fell throughout the capital, throughout the land, across the empire and on the seas, before the cenotaph was unveiled after the haunting notes of the last post rang out.
And that still happens every year, doesn't it? The moment of silence.
Yeah.
After the unveiling, the king placed his wreath of red roses and bay leaves on the coffin. His card read, "In proud memory of those warriors who died unknown in the Great War, unknown and yet well known, as dying, and behold, they live."
Wow.
The cortege, comprising the escorting pallbearers and followed by the king, the royal family and ministers of state, continued to Westminster Abbey. Arriving at the north door of the abbey, it was flanked by a guard of honor of 100 recipients of the nation's highest military honor, the Victoria Cross.
Wow.
The congregation settled and the choir sang. 100 women selected from the 15,000 who had lost a husband and one or more sons, bereft with emotion, took their place, and as the dean began to conduct the service, cries of mourning echoed around the abbey. The procession made its way to the grave, carefully removing the wreath, sidearms and helmet and the Union flag, and lowered the coffin into the grave. After the Lord's Prayer, the hymn "Abide with Me" was sung with spirit and heartfelt emotion as the burial service came to a close. Servicemen from the armed forces stood guard as tens of thousands of mourners on a scale never seen before filed
7
silently
Mile
past
queue.
the unknown warrior to pay their respects.
Oh, man.
The identity of the unknown warrior will rightly never be known. He represents the son of every mother, the husband of every wife, the brother of every sister, killed in the Great War and every war. Those whose loved ones were amongst the unknown know that in this tomb there is resting the body of their beloved, and with it brings the hope and joy of many thousands, knowing that this body, this symbol of him, will always be remembered then, now, and forevermore, as the unknown warrior is finally home.
beautiful. You know, it's not very often that something hits me that emotionally.
Yeah, I didn't expect to feel this.
I mean, obviously you're a crier much more than I am.
Yeah, but
it usually takes a lot for me to tear up, and this absolutely, even hearing the story for the second time, it just picturing that moment and what the unknown soldier represents, and what all those mothers and widows were experiencing,
and family members.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really beautiful touch that they chose. Sorry. That they chose to have the choir be made up of women who had lost someone in the war. I just can't imagine.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that
emotion and the energy that would have been in the air that day.
Yeah.
It just would have been so heavy, and gosh.
This is one of those that I'm kind of at a loss for words in a way. It's just so emotionally powerful.
I think this just really showcases, I feel like we've said this before on the channel, but it just really, really drives the point home how great you Brits are at ceremony.
Oh, absolutely.
Honor and showing of honor toward.
This was such a beautiful tribute to the story itself.
Yeah.
They put on here.
Yeah, it was. Oh, gosh. I gotta take these off. Yeah, that was beautiful. There's not much else to say about it.
Yeah. This is one of those things that, like, even throughout, it's like, it was just so.
It just leaves you speechless.
Yeah.
So I guess after all this, there's only one thing left to do. And let's go have a cup of tea. I think we all need it and deserve it after this.
Yeah. You know, it's not very often I'm left speechless, guys. And surprisingly, you know, usually when you hear an emotional story the second time, it doesn't
have the same effect.
And I obviously I'm not going to say it had the exact same effect, but nonetheless, it still hit me
almost as strongly as
strongly. And it just goes to show how powerful this story is, and just the way this was represented through the HM Royal Marine Band here. They did a phenomenal job with this. I mean, I think this is absolutely the best route to go in for the first time. I wish that I had saw this version the first time. I felt like it was. Granted, I don't remember the ins and outs of the previous video, but I feel like this did such a great job of really hitting home the significance of what this meant.
Painting the picture of the meaning, the origins.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you to all the veterans out there for your service and your sacrifice. We appreciate each and every one of you. Actually, Lindsay's younger brother, he's serving right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before, but I have quite a few family members living and not living that are veterans, and so it's extra special to see something like this. And like we said before, you Brits are great at memorialization, ceremony, just honor, and it's respect.
You really are.
It's beautiful. Anyway, before I'm like a snotty mess over here, let's say bye.
Anyways, guys, enough rambling from us. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey. Until next time, peace.
Bye.